Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Gemini, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Gemini, I hope that you're doing well. These are all about the messages from the person on your mind. Messages from the person on your mind. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is from the Human Spirit Oracle deck for the overall energy. And for the tarot portion of the reading, the Pulp Tarot. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. What messages do you have, please, Spirit, for Gemini and the person on their mind? Easy does it. Number 17, which corresponds to the star energy, Aquarius energy here. Easy does it. This is really beautiful. First of all, very prominent third eye. Wow. I feel as though this is very interesting because I feel as though the person on your mind is coming from a rather spiritual background, which for Gemini, you know, Geminis that I know anyway, are kind of very rooted in the intellectual, in the cerebral. I wouldn't necessarily say they're the most spiritual, but that's just the Geminis that I know. But I do feel as though the person on your mind fascinates you with their spirituality and, dare I say, is teasing that out within you as well. There's a word there, kind of in the lotus flower. It says dream. This could be somebody that you communicate with telepathically or through your dreams. I know this resonates for me, the Gemini in my life. This is also, Spirit is showing this to me as like a band shell, like the band shell in Central Park, or an amphitheater, like a stage. There's a very famous one, I think, in Los Angeles. What is that place called? I've never been, but I used to love watching concerts that filmed there. Anyway, it feels like this. Spirit's also showing me the Sydney Opera House. I don't know if your person is on stage a lot, if they're in the public eye, or they're a performer, because I know this is kind of maybe supposed to represent kind of a light source, but I'm really seeing like a mini stage. Oh, so now they're showing me, oh, very specific. My spirit guides are showing me the scene from Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, which I think celebrates a really big anniversary this year. Is it 30 years old? 20 years old? I don't know. Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. It's an amazing Romeo and Juliet. Anyway, the scene where Romeo goes to talk to Mercutio, it takes place on a beach, and on that beach is like a gigantic stage. It seems out of place and yet totally like it should be there. So there's something about that, something that seems out of place or strange, very unusual, and yet to you it's like, nope, that's how it should be. It makes sense. Maybe it's this person just in general, their energy, the person on your mind. It's like they radiate some kind of light or some kind of energy that seems larger than life, and yet it's abnormal, it's unusual, and yet somehow it makes sense to you. And I feel as though even like the color of like her headdress and this outfit or whatever, it's like these, It's like sun rays kind of projecting out at you. So maybe there's this beautiful kind of energetic exchange, this spiritual exchange happening with you, Gemini, which is very exciting. But the words are easy does it. So it's almost like when somebody says easy does it, it's like, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't go too fast. Don't try to skip to the end. It's almost like your person is saying, because Geminis, they want to get to the bottom of things. They want to figure out all of the possibilities. They want to understand it from an intellectual, cerebral level, which is fine. But it's almost like your person is saying, allow the energy to flow as it will. Allow the thoughts to enter into your mind and to have them pass. Something makes sense, great. If it doesn't make sense, maybe it's not supposed to right now. Because I feel like your person is, I mean, they're in this kind of prayer energy. It's just like, let's just be peaceful. We're just going to be peaceful, and we're going to open our third eye. We're going to allow Spirit to download information to us, whether or not you call it Spirit or whatever you call it. I mean, I imagine that if you watch tarot readings that you're pretty connected to Spirit, but you get the drift of whoever this person is in your life. It's like they might be really different from you, and yet you just kind of jive. You're into it. You're into them. They're into you. It's almost like I see this person praying for you. Not because there's anything wrong, but just because it's like when we're light workers in the world, we want to emanate the light. We want to shine the light on other people so that they can shine their own light and then pay it forward, right? But easy does it. And it references number 17, the star energy, which is all about wish fulfillment and healing. This says that the star energy too, right? Star energy can also talk about public recognition, fame and fortune. It can also talk about that. So I don't know if your person is like famous, or they're gonna be famous, or maybe even in their own community, they're kind of well known. Could be that. Let's get some cards. I don't have a specific spread. It's just the cards that pulled out, and I'm only taking uprights. Only uprights. Look at this. 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 Look at it. Number 19, the sun. Look, it's the light. It's the light. I told you. The sun card, best card in the tarot. Sometimes I like to say, oh, arguably the best card in the tarot. Now, when you come to my reading and the sun comes out in the upright, it's the best card in the tarot. It's like joy, abundance, life-giving energy, warmth, illumination, clarity. Larger than life. Which is kind of funny because it's almost like your person is saying, Gemini, go slow, easy does it. And you're just like, no, I want to know everything. I want to bask in it. I want to immerse myself fully. It's fascinating. I want to illuminate all possible paths of contemplation. Which, you know, far be it from me to stop a Gemini from doing that. I don't think I could even if I wanted to. Interesting though, I just now noticed this little kid on the rocking horse is holding a red flag. A red flag. Why would a red flag show up anywhere in the sun card? Well, it's always been there. I just am now noticing it. Well, Spirit is saying be careful of getting too close to the sun. Spirit is now showing me Kundalini energy, like Kundalini awakenings. You know, some people who have experienced spontaneous Kundalini awakening, it's a very painful process. It's the idea that it's kind of like Christ-like consciousness emanates from the base of the spine and up to the pineal gland. It's like cerebral spinal fluid. So in scientific terms, or in spiritual terms, it's like when you have a Kundalini awakening and that fluid is able to move back and forth within the physical body and the energetic body, your third eye blows open and it's like spirit rushes in with a fury. Spirit just said with a fury. And you got to be careful. That's why your person is saying, Gemini, easy does it. Easy does it because I wouldn't say that like at the kind of beginning of my spiritual awakening that I was necessarily trying to have a Kundalini awakening. I don't even know if I really understood what that meant, but I know that I would, because I had my spiritual awakening during the pandemic, so I had a lot of time on my hands because I was furloughed from my job. So I started meditating, and I would meditate for hours, literal hours, like 2 hours at a time. You can start to see a lot when you meditate for that long. And I don't know if it was, you could call it a spontaneous Kundalini awakening, but I think something definitely happened. And it causes you a lot of upset, right? Because you're clearing out all your chakras. It's like everything toxic that it has been building up energetically, it's just being extricated, just like expelled. And then you just don't know what to do with yourself because it's like all of these heightened feelings, emotions, spiritual gifts, downloads, like all happening at once, and it's just a mess. It's a total mess. And so Spirit was giving me, don't go too close to the sun, like Icarus. They're showing me the red flag in the best card in the deck. That's the kind of dichotomy, perhaps an irony of the best card in the deck. If you want to achieve this kind of illumination, you can go the fast track route, which might be really crazy, chaotic, or you can kind of go the slow, easy does it route, which I think your person is trying to impress upon you. Either way, Spirit is showing me that this exploration of the Gemini self is a good thing. But it's like, are you going to take the Autobahn or are you going to take the scenic route? I get another card, please, for Gemini. 6 of Wands. That is, yeah, public recognition, accolades, awards, promotion, victory. 6 of Wands is all about this congratulatory energy. So Spirit is showing me that, I mean, this is definitely for your best and highest good. And your connection to this person is really productive and positive. They're bringing something out of you, perhaps, that you didn't even realize was there. And maybe it's causing you to have a different kind of healing or belief in yourself. It feels good. It feels like you're getting your flowers. Can you get another card? This is for Gemini and the person on their mind. I can't. This is so... King of Swords is my Gemini card. Here you are. You showed up in your own reading. Even despite maybe this this kind of new terrain that you might find yourself in, it just allows you to be the highest version of yourself. The parts of you that are evolving are not changing you fundamentally as a spirit. Your spirit is always going to be your spirit. Your personality is always going to be your personality. Your spirit is always going to be your spirit. It's just that you are at maximum. The King of Swords is an authority figure, a learned person, a curious person, someone who communicates well and speaks the truth. A sword of truth and knowledge. This is like a powerhouse combination. Powerhouse. Wow, I'm impressed. Good for you, Gemini. I'm impressed. This King of Swords card, it continues to give me gifts that I just didn't notice. There was one reading that I did where I never noticed that that butterfly was there, but for your reading today, I see the little moon on his tie, like right here, kind of where the Adam's apple would be. See that little crescent moon? What's that about? Where'd that come from? Why is that there? I never noticed that before. I've had this deck many years. Well, I think maybe behind her could be the sun, could be the moon. The moon energy is Pisces in the major arcana. Mysteries, secrets, illusion, confusion, the counterpart to the sun. It's like, you know, there are still mysteries that have yet to be discovered by you, but it's almost like wearing it on your tie is like a badge of honor. Like, look at me, I'm gonna figure it out though. I'm gonna figure it out. That's what I feel this gesture. Can you tell me what the moon is about, Spirit, for Gemini? What is the moon energy about? Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Two of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. We're still going to be Gemini. We're still going to be up in our heads about things. And sometimes you could be on the fence about what it is that you think and feel regarding a spiritual path, or, you know, does it make rational sense to kind of invest with the Eight of Pentacles out as well. Eight of Pentacles is all about investment. Where do we invest the majority of our time, effort, energy, and resources? So, you know, is it wise for you to continue to invest in these intellectual, emotional, spiritual pursuits? I would say yes. But there, sometimes you question it. Maybe sometimes it gets a little too woo-woo for you. That's okay. Your person doesn't mind. They're fully in their own power, and they don't need to prove anything to you. But they want you to experience it just because they think it would be lovely for you, but they don't need to prove anything. That's not why they're here. What else does your person want to say? Ten of Wands. For me, this is kind of like a release of burden. Ten of Wands can, like, we can see all of these experiences we've been carrying for so long. It's making our back hurt. I think your person wants to say to you, you can let those go now. You've been carrying them for too long, perhaps because you lacked the skill, which I know is unheard of, but you lacked the skill to release. Or maybe you lacked the, not the skill, but like the insight to say, I don't actually have to hold on to this anymore. If it's emotional baggage or responsibilities that you took on when they were supposed to be for someone else. Whenever we are in the space of contemplation, meditation, you know, it's not just about like being, doing spiritual bypassing and just being self-sacrificing and like, oh, everything is love and light. Hell no. The truest spiritual people I know are fighting battles and drawing hard boundaries over BS. They're not sugarcoating anything. They're some tough people. Being a light worker is like being a soldier. Spiritually speaking, of course. Let's get some advice from Spirit. This is for Gemini. Yeah, beautiful. Number 9, the Hermit. This is so beautiful, the Virgo energy. The Hermit card talks about going into the space of quiet contemplation, retreating for a time from society to figure your stuff out, to figure out your own BS, to figure out all the things you've been avoiding. This is the dark night of the soul. This is the spiritual awakening. This is the Kundalini rising, Kundalini rising. And what's interesting here, right? I said number 17 references the star energy of the major arcana. The Hermit carries a lantern, and in that lantern is the energy of the star. It's a beautiful synchronicity there. This is where you figure out how to release, how to embrace, and how to come back to the most authentic version of yourself. But it requires a little bit of time alone, which you might have done already, but Spirit is perhaps reminding you of what you learned during that period. So that's your reading, Gemini. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Gem.